It's me, of course, and I just wanted to share something with you that was quite funny, actually, and I'm sure it's happened to other people as it has happened to me. So I just wanted to share it and see what your thoughts are. It was inspired by a tweet even that I read the other day, which said, "I'm currently looking for a chocolate bar with my son, which I ate last night," and it just made me laugh, and then started to remind me of all the things that I've done wrong as a parent. And there was a big one that happened the other day, so I want to share it with you here, because I think a lot of people think that I'm sort of infallible and the best parent in the world, and it's not necessarily true. So during the holidays, I decided to clean my daughter's room. It doesn't happen very often. I pretty much basically leave her to it and don't go in there. But I was a bit tired, I was a bit ill, and possibly I was just trying to do something to not feel so bad. So I went in there to clean it up, which is pretty radical for me. And as I was cleaning the room, there was things on the floor, so I just picked them up and put them in a box and thought nothing of the fact that I'd picked up these things and put them in the box. And then a couple of days ago, I was at the cinema with Freya, and she was in a really, really bad mood, and which is unusual for her. And on the way back, I really wanted to know what was wrong with her. So I asked her, and she started crying, really quite upset, and told me that she'd, lost her history book, and, it had all of her work in for the whole of last year, and she thought she was going to fail her GCSE. So this bit of hair is annoying me. And I felt really bad for her. She was really, really concerned. And I started to rack my brain, like, where had this book gone? Where could it be? I'm sure the teacher had lost it, because we know that happens. And, etc., etc. Trying to rack my brain of how I could help her, find this history book. And I couldn't think of anything, to be quite honest. So I just said, look, we'll sort it out tomorrow. And went to bed. She didn't sleep much at all. Had a really bad night's sleep. But what happened is I woke up at about 2 a.m. and thought, I wonder if the history book that she's looking for is something I cleaned up and put away in the box about 3 weeks ago. Tried to sneak into a room to try and find it, but couldn't. So the next day, I said to her, I think that history book may be in the box that I cleaned up. And lo and behold, she looked, and the history book was in the box that she cleaned up. And it was one of them moments as a parent where you just feel so guilty. I was clearly at the time trying to teach my daughter a lesson about cleaning up, but actually all it did was make her really panic and be anxious for about 3 days while she was looking for this history book that I'd forgotten I'd picked up and put away. And it was kind of a moment when parenting went slightly wrong. When you're trying to teach your child a lesson, and the lesson kind of backfires on you, and your child spends 4 days in absolute sort of an anxiety panic about something that she's lost that you've cleaned away, thinking you'll teach her a lesson. So for that parent that tweeted, I'm currently looking for my chocolate bar with my son, which I ate last night, I know how you feel. My daughter was upset for 4 days about a history book that she thought she'd lost, that I'd inadvertently cleaned up, thinking at the time, that will teach her, and forgetting about it. So I wanted you to know I'm not infallible. I mess up as a parent a lot. That was one of the biggest times. And what I'd love to know from you is, when have you been looking for a chocolate bar with your child that you ate last night? When have those moments happened for you? Because I'm sure some of them have. My guess is that she has learned her lesson, that she won't keep her history book on the floor anymore. But it was, I wouldn't have liked it to happen like that. It was a bit brutal and a bit awful, and I did feel quite bad. So thanks for listening. If you've just joined, and I can see lots of you have, you might have to go back to the beginning to see what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about probably I'm talking about my parenting fails, but one that happened really recently that actually came back to bite my butt. So I'd love to hear yours too, and hopefully you can learn something like that. It's important we teach our children lessons, definitely, and teach them to be responsible, but possibly not if it sends them into a 4-day spiral of anxiety. So sorry, Freya. Right, take care. Have a great day. Bye.